Hey Cardfighters, this is Team Deus here. I'm Ethan and my man behind the camera, Brandon.
How you doing?
Today we're bringing you probably my favourite deck, Victor's. Personally, I think it's the best Nova Grappler deck, and I'm pretty sure most of you would agree. Anyway, starting off, the starter is Petite Ace. He's rush based. He came out ages ago, set 10. Anyway, I like him because he combos really well with Severed Temper especially. His skill is CB1, rest this unit, choose one of your reguards and stand it, and if it has the rush ability, increase its power by this unit's power until the end of turn, and retire this unit. But the thing that makes it really good is his other secondary skill, which is act, choose one of your reguards and rest it, this unit gains 3k until the end of turn. So, if you rest a column, give him 6k, and then use his skill to restand Severed Temper just gained 11k. He's at 20k before he even swings. So, yeah. Some people run Rune Ball, but I think the combo you get off him is so much better than Rune Ball. Anyway, moving on to grade 3s. I play 4 Extreme Battler Victor. OG, set 1 OG. His G2 skill is when this unit attacks a Vanguard, he gets 5k, and choose one of your reguards, stand it, and that unit gets 5k until the end of turn. He's much better than Excessive if you can't stride, because he has the ability to at least pull a combo off. His on-stride skill is when this unit attacks, CB1, choose a unit, stand it, give it plus 5k. But you can only do that once. Otherwise, it would be God. I like him because I can actually choose which unit I prefer to stand and stand it. So, yeah. Next grade 3 I run is 3 copies of Excessive Battler Victor, whose G2 skill is when this unit stands due to an effect of your card, all of your front row units gain 2k. So if you stand him 3 times due to stride and stride break skills, your front row just gains 6k. It's nice, but it's not the best. His on-stride skill is when this unit attacks, so your stride unit, you may choose up to 1 unit on your board with rush and stand that column, not counting the unit behind him. See, I like him, but I prefer Extreme. Moving on to grade 2s, I run 4 copies of Extreme Battler Sever Temper, who's your rush restander. His first skill is Rush G2. When this unit stands due to the effect of a card, if you have a Vanguard with Victor in its card name, he gets plus 5k. I run 4 because you can target him with both Victors, which makes him a bit more flexible. And his secondary skill is if you drive check a grade 3, you can pop a unit of equal or less power to what he is at the time. So 1 restand where he gets 5k, and you can pop grade 3s, grade 2s, 1s, 0s, anything. So I play 3 copies of Cazander, who's the original Severed Temper. He's not rush restricted, so he gets 5k on the first stand, but he doesn't have the retire skill, and he's about the same value-wise. He's 5k stronger every turn because you always stand them both near simultaneously if you have them on the field. And he as it says on the card, to the end of battle, but he actually retains that 5k for the rest of that turn. So every turn when he's standing with a 5k unit, he's gaining 10k.
That's due to an errata. It's not just him making
up rules. That's due to an errata. Yeah, I'm not being a smart ass. Next grade 2 I run is 3 Arbor Rails. Extreme Battler Arbor Rail. He's my preferred restander because you don't need, unlike Cool Hank, you don't need a booster, so you don't have to commit as much to get the combos off. And so on placement, CB1, SB1, he gets 2k, and when this unit attacks, choose one of your other reguards and stand it, and he gets 5k. So stand with him, he goes 14. On your first stand with Cazander, straight up to 19. And plus he's an 11k base, so if you stand him with any other skills, straight up, 11, 16, 21, magic numbers. Next grade 2 I run is the final grade 2 cool hanks, just to make up that extra restander, because sometimes I do need it. His skill, pretty basic. When he's boosted by another unit, you may CB1, choose a unit, stand it, and he gets plus 5k to the end of turn. So pretty basic. I only run 2, so I've got 5 restanding units and 7 units that get buffs from restanding. On to grade 1s, I play 4 copies of Lady Cyclone, the unflip PG for Nova Grapplers, mainly because the unflip, and the other reason being that I personally don't feel Nova Grapplers have a better PG at the moment. So it's sort of 2 reasons, but that unflip can come in very handy. So moving on to my next grade 1, I play 4 copies of Extreme Battler Malyaki, and he's probably my favourite grade 1 in the deck. His skill is, if you have a Vanguard with Victorino's card name, all your other units in the column, so Cassandra or whatever's in front of it, get the skill Rush when this unit stands due to the effect of one of your other cards. This unit gets auto. When this unit attacks a Vanguard, choose up to 2 of your units, and they get 4k to the end of turn. Awesome thing is that it stacks. So first stand, he gets the skill on attack, 4k to 2 units. Second stand, you can give 4k twice. So it just stacks hardcore and you get massive numbers. So I play him at 4, because numbers, power. Then I play 4 copies of Extreme Battler Arashid. He's basic stride fodder, in hand gets grade +2, and you can ditch him. You can place him on the field, reveal a grade 3, search for Victor, and then discard a card. Next final grade 1 I run is, I'm not entirely sure how to say his name. I call him Lizard Man. Just because if you have him behind Sever Temper or Excessive, you can swing with the column, and then when they stand, because his ability is when your other unit with the rush ability in the same column as this unit stands, he stands too. So he's essentially a 7k rune bowl for rush. So yeah, it allows that extra 7k every time you swing. Okay, moving on to triggers. I play 4 Extreme Battler Gun Seals. He's the Fighters Collection heal skill. When you use the Fighters Collection G-Guard, sub +1, countercharge 1. Helps with the countercharging, which can sometimes be an issue in this deck, but otherwise 4 heals, pretty self-explanatory. Next I play 8 crits, but I play 4 Break Pass for the Into Soul Draw 5k. It's the name crit, and having Soul for Excessive and drawing a card is always nice. 5k is really just a bonus, I suppose. And then I play, my other 4 crits are 4 Red Lightning, or mainly to help the resource cost, because countercharge can be a problem, and Soul isn't really an issue, but still there if I need it. So 8 crits. And then I play 4 draws, just because I find I find having the draw trigger to be very helpful, because you do have issues with hand and guarding isn't your best thing. And the other card you might play is Perfect Ref to give any unit Russian 5k, but after extensive testing, I personally prefer having draws. Okay, moving on to the Stride Zone. The thing that makes this deck amazing. I play 4 copies of Meteor Kaiser Victor. He's probably until the new support comes out, he's your main grade 4 that you want to hit. His skill is flip himself face up, and he gets the skill when this unit attack when this unit hits, choose a unit, stand it and give it 5k. And if you have G3, when this unit attacks, stand a unit and give it 5k. So it combos very well with both of your Vanguards, because if you're on excessive, you can stand Sever Tempers column and then stand the other unit to give it 5k. And he's free, most importantly, no resources required to get 1 guaranteed restand with the potential for 2 if you hit. So yeah, obvious 4 of. Next I play 2 copies of Favorite Champ Victor, who's your big bad boss of the deck. He's very cost heavy, but if you pull it off, it is very worthwhile. His skill is CB2, choose a card from your hand and discard it. At the end of the battle, this unit attacked. You may pay the cost. If you do, stand as many rear guards as you have cards in your G zone, not Victor restricted, and stand them. If you stood 3 or more units, you may discard 3 cards, countercharge 1, and stand your Vanguard. The reason that's so good is if you have the resources to do it, you can pull it off multiple times, leading to double-digit swings. 10 plus swings in a turn with multiple Vanguard swings is very good. The only downside is that he loses -2 drive on every restand, so you only get 4 checks max. Anyway, I also run 4 copies of Meteor Kaiser Vict Plasma. Per se, at the moment, there's not really anything else to play in his place, and also given the meta of field burning and locking, being able to at least have a couple turns where your Vanguard is dangerous in this deck is very good against those sort of decks where you can't stand everything and hit them with massive numbers. So yeah, 4 of the restander. Then I play 1 copy of the G8. CB1, when this unit attacks, all of your rear guards get to skill when this unit rests, stand it once per turn. So you attack with this, restands, attack again. So each column on your board is going to swing twice for 1 CB. And he also gets 5k for each of your rear guards for that battle. So you can have him potentially hit 51k before you swing with 2 columns with 4 more attacks. On to G guards. I also play 1 Seabreeze, just because this deck is heavily and entirely reliant on G, and if your opponent decides to grade 2 rush you, you can at least do Suzander and get a lot of your deck skills off. On to G guards, I play Gunbreed, who's the Fighters Collection one. His skill is when you G guard, you flip a G unit, and your Vanguard, gets a skill? Yeah, your Vanguard gets a skill that at the end of the battle that this unit was attacked, if it didn't hit, countercharge 1. So I mainly use it to, I'll guard their rear guard first, get a free countercharge, and if any other attack during that turn doesn't hit, I get more countercharges. So he's mainly there for the resources. Next I run Meteor Kaiser Unior. He's got 2 guard skills. When this unit is placed on guard circle, if you have no face-up damage, you can CB2 and he gets 5k. And the same skill with soul, if you place him on guard circle and you have no soul, you soul charge 2 and he gets 5k. So you don't often hit the situation where you have no damage or soul, but if you hit that situation, then he's good to return some resources and get a bit of shield. Mainly I flip him over for Gunbreed, but he's there if I need him. And then finally I run 2 copies of Blue Prison. He's just your 20k shield, free cost. If you have equal or more damage than your opponent, then he gains 5k. So he's just a free 20k. The G guards in Novas aren't actually that good, unfortunately. But that's about it for the deck profile. Cheers for watching, and we'll see you next time.